So, welcome back to Dad versus Son. We're at time 4 of Sudden Death 5, playing Combat Commander Europe Annihilation, which is a scenario from 2011 PresCon tournament, where we have the Russians and the Germans fighting around Kharkov area. We've just been able to get some very busted up and hurt troops into this trench line and kicked off, destroyed a weapons team and an SS squad and their LMG, but everybody is hurting here for sure. I've got a Guards SMG hurt over here, Sergeant Maskey's hurt up here, and these are all fine still in their trenches and bunkers. And it is the Germans' turn, and they have an advance, a recover, which they don't need at the moment. I don't think they really want to recover me. So, looking at it realistically, yes, they could advance. They could advance somebody in the smoke here if they wanted to, and try and take out this elite team. I don't really see the sense in that as such. Or they could advance the Volksgrenadier up into here. And he could then have a go at him later on, but I don't, again, see a great deal in that. But what we do have is we have these two cards that they can't use. So I'm going to do that. And we're back to the Russians. Now, the Russians finished last turn with just a command confusion in their hand, and now they've picked up, a recover. An artillery denied, which doesn't help them at all. A fire, an artillery request, and a move. Righto. So let's see what we do here first. So I think the first thing I'd like to do... Wow. The trouble with calling in... fire now is okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to recover. Okay, so we'll get rid of this suppressed off the lieutenant. Okay, and we'll start with this guards unit in here. So he's in there for 8, 9, 13. Gets a 5, so he's good. So we've got a Guards veteran SMG in there and a veteran leader. And this one here is 7 plus the... Does he get the hindrance? No, he does not. So he's there for 7. Gets a 6, so he's good. I could have been wrong, but I don't think he does. Then we have the Guards SMG all the way over here. He's sitting there for 8. Gets a 7, so he's good to go as well. And lucky last is Sergeant Maskey, who's sitting up there for 12. And he's fine as well. Okay. Right. So the next thing we're going to do is an artillery request. And I'm going to try and drop some artillery right here. Or right here. Right here. So hopefully I can take out one or more of these. So Sar, who's going to fire? Who's going to spot? I'm going to get the lieutenant to spot because it'll simply be a 1, 2, 3, 5... Yep, that'll do. And we go 3 5s of 15, so we've hit. Now, where's it wander? 1 and 1. So it's going to go 1 and 1, and it doesn't hit any bastard. Jesus Christ. That's sucky. Okay, Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is, just for the fun of it, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. No, I'm not going to do that. I am going to move, and I'm banking on the Germans still not having a fire card. Yeah, right. Okay. So I am going to activate Sergeant Maskey and his people. So this one's coming down first, and he's going to go 1 to there. And the Germans have a look, and they do not have a fire card. There goes 1 to there, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these two together will go, well, they're not coming together, sorry. This guy will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he'd come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now he has all of these under his control again. And that's the 3 orders that I can give for the Russians. 3 new cards for them. And we are back to the Germans, who have 2 advances, a recover and a command confusion. So, what do they want to do? So they do not have an ambush. And out of the 3 of the 6 cards I can see from the Russians, they don't have an ambush at the moment. So do we get somebody to come over here and take this bloke out, or do we just ignore that and just get rid of a lot of cards? If we keep the one with light wounds to help, we want to keep the recover, and we get rid of the other advance and the command confusion, and hopefully get some sort of fire card, I think is the best thing we can do. So that's it for the Germans, and we're back to the Russians, who have an artillery denied, a command confusion, a fire, an artillery request, a move, and a rout. Okay. So, again, we're going to use the artillery request, and we're going to try and drop it again. Or do I want to drop it on him? I'm going to try and drop it there. So it's just I can see straight across there, straight across there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And we go 5 4s are buckets. Okay, so where's it going to go? And it goes 4, 1. So 4 and 1, and we're going to hit this one and this one. Okay. So this hits for 12 again. So if we get a natural, is it destroy fortification bomb? Oh, X. Okay. So if when I draw for this one, I get a natural 8 on the draw, the bunker's destroyed. Okay. So I'm going to go for it first. Drawing 9. Arr! Okay. So 9 and 12 is 21 anyway, which is pretty damn fine. Okay. So we have 21 into here. Do they have anything to help? And they have a light wounds, and that's it. So the first thing they're going to do is this one. So 8 and 6 is 14. And 4, so he's hit. And again, 8 and 6 is 14. And 6 is 20, which is not enough. And the sniper hits at I3, which is up here and does nothing. So the question is, do we take the hit on him? And I think that's probably the better thing to do than use the light wounds, simply because we've got 2 recovers. So I'm going to take the hit. If the bunker had been destroyed, I would have gone the other way. Okay, so that's done, and now we come over here, and again, we're hitting now for 21 here. And he is there for 7, 8, 9, 10, and he's hit as well. So the question now is, do we use light wounds on him? And I think not. They've got the victory points to play with at the moment. Righto. So that's done. That's helped buckets. So what are we going to do now? Bum, 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 dun, 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 dun. We've got one fire, one route, one move, an artillery denied, and a command confusion. So even though this one's pretty well shitty, it can still put out a fair amount of power. And this hasn't been touched. So they can put out a hell of a lot of firepower, except they don't have a fire card. So we are going to move as our second order. And we're going to activate Sergeant Maskey and all this mob. So this one is going to go the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 into there, and we take objective 4, and then he's going to come back 1 to there. And objective 4 was worth 2 VP, so they lose 2 down to 10, we gain 2, so now 8 VP. And this gentleman is going to move 5, so he goes 1 for nothing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he's happy in there. I would have liked to have put him in there, but I think that's just a bridge too far to start with. This man is going to go 2 or 1, 2. Leave him for a moment. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 6, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Right. Next, what are we going to do? Okay, so the lieutenant's already used his order for the artillery. Sergeant's now used his order for the move. Okay, let us rout them. And I know the chances of this mob's not going to move. This guy might. So we'll do him first. And he's there for 6, 7, 8, 9. So if we get an 11, he's off. Okay, so routing him, and we get a 10. So he's at 6, 7, 8, 9, and 1 is 10. So he's moved. That's good. Now, this guy, he's there for 16, so we know nothing's going to happen there. So we got a 5. And this guy's here for 13. And we get a 10 there as well. And that's our 3 orders for the Russians. 3 new cards for them. Russian deck's getting awfully short again. Okay, so Germans. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to do a recover. So they're going to recover the SS first, 16. Yep, they're good to go. Then they're going to do the elite team, 13. They're good to go. And then the Volksgrenadiers here. And they're for the 9. And they get an 8, so they're good to go. So now they have a rout, which they can't use on anyone. A recover, which they can't use on anyone. But they have an advance. Now, again, we come down to the point is I could just advance him back up into here, which would be good. Or I could advance the SS, maybe, into here to help protect this. Or I could advance over here, kill him. But that's really not going to achieve a great deal. That'll give me 1 point at the chance of losing 2 points to get rid of him on the next turn. Okay, so the most bang for buck is we need to hang on to things. This one is in the most danger at the moment. And as much as I hate to do it in case somebody moves in there with him, I'm going to move the SS down to here to try and hold objective 2. And that is all they can do. So 2 new cards for them. Russians, artillery denied, command confusion, fire. Artillery denied, recover, fire. Okay. Right. We are going to fire. And we are going to use, hand grenades. So we're going to activate Sergeant Maysky. Our primary fire team will be this guardsman here. So that's for, oh, he can't, can he? Hang on a tickies. Wall. No, he can't. So that was stupid. We're going to shoot. So we activate him. He can shoot, and he can shoot into there. Yeah. Okay, so this bloke here is the primary. So we get 6 for him. Plus the hand grenades is 8. Plus 9. Plus 10. Plus 11, because he's shooting down along there. That's fine. And we have a 2 hindrance. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Minus 2 is 9. And that's it. Yep. 9 and 6. 15. Not great. Not great at all. Okay. 15 against him. Now they have a recover, a rout, a recover, and a move. So they have nothing to help. So he's in here for 8, 9, 10, 11. And 5 is 16. He made it by 1. Okay. Germans have 1 more order they can give. And they're not going to. So they get 2 new cards. Okay, Russians have move, recover, recover, rout. There's nothing to rout. There's nothing to cover. So it comes down to a move. So I think realistically they're going to use this move. And they're going to move him straight up there, like that. So do the Russians want to fire, is what it comes down to. And who's can fire at him? So these guys can fire. This guy can fire. So he would be firing for 6, 7, 8, 9, minus 2, 7. I don't think it really is worth it. So no, we don't care. So that's it. He's moved into there. Russians. 2 fires, a move, a recover, and 2 artillery denied. Okay. Right. We are going to move, and I'm going to activate the lieutenant and his troops here. So the first guy who's going to move is this Guards SMG unit, and it's going to move to here. So do the Germans want to fire? And they do not have a fire. They've got 3 recovers and a rout. So he goes to there for that. This elite unit, well, if I had an advance ready, I'd probably come up here and try to get in there. But it's not going to happen at the moment. So this guy is going to come here, this guy is going to come here, and he's going to come down with them, like that. So they've lost 1 cover, but they've got a full assault group now, which I think is worth it. So that's the move action done. Oh, move order. Okay, so the next thing they're going to do is they're going to fire. So again, we'll activate Sergeant Maysky here. I forgot to shoot with him over to here last time. That's why I said that these could fire. That was the whole idea. But yeah, that was wrong. So we're going to fire with the Guards here, into here. So it's a 6 into there, with nothing to help. And 5 is 11, and he's in there for 11. And he's fine. And that's all the Russians can do. They get 2 cards. 1, 2, and that's the end of their deck. So, we are at sudden death. Right. So, the Russians want this to keep going a bit. They've just about got the Germans where they want them. But not bloody quite. So, the Russians want a 5 or more. The Germans want a 4 or less. So, it's a 2/3 chance about the Russians. Okay, here's their deck. Cut it. And we have a 10, so we're fine. We shall rock on. So the Germans get a victory point back up to 9. The smoke goes, so I'm glad I moved that guy out of the way. Dig-ins. The Germans have none. The Russians have 1, and they'll use it. Now the question is, where shall we use it? And I think we'll use it here, so we can start bringing people up into here. Okay. And it is the Germans' turn. And they have a rout and 3 recovers. So they're going to keep the recover with hand grenades. And they'd love to keep the rout with hand grenades, but they can't afford to, so they're going to get 3 new cards. Whoops. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we are down to the Russians, and I'm just going to quickly have their turn, and I think we'll call it quits there. So the Russians have a recover, a fire, 2 artillery denied, and a rout. There is nobody to rout. Okay. The 2 artillery denieds are no good to me, so I'm going to get rid of them. And I'm going to get 4 new cards for the Russians. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we will stop there. Okay. I know this one's a bit shorter, but that's fine. And I will catch you later. So take care and have fun. Bye for now.